this topic Tempest, which is very important for all the students, which is I have taken as a criticism of life. As a criticism of life. But yes, I would also tell you that there are no doubt examination fear for such an examination like IAS. Most of the students fail to understand that English literature is just not about learning, a few authors, learning about their works, or just knowing about some references. English literature is beyond this. It requires a profound ability. It requires, again understand, it requires a profound ability to delve into the secondary imagination and capturing the thoughts from that part of it. आपको शायद याद आ जाए या कहीं पढ़ा हो, एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन ने एक बहुत ही अच्छे शब्दों में एक लाइन लिखा है. I will quote you here. In the words of Albert Einstein, imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination is more important than knowledge. I believe that students who aim for a vision of becoming countries' diplomats, the highest great officers must possess that inborn talent to be great thinkers, to be great makers, to have great imagination, and then only something can happen. I'm not talking only about the UPSC, BPSC or any bureaucratic examinations, but I'm also talking about any examination for which you can excel. Without imagining, without having that passion, without having the commitment with yourself, nothing happens in life. You say, sir, I'm not well, I'm having depression, I'm having this, I'm having that, I have family issues, I have money problem, my father is not working. These things happen. So students, these things happen in every family. Somehow or the other, every family, every one in the world has some issues or the other. और उसी बीच में से हमें बड़े होना है, उन्हीं बीचों में से हमें उसी vicissitudes को follow करते हुए, we have to have facing all the vicissitudes of life and then we become something. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने फेस नहीं किया या हमने फेस नहीं किया या हमारे फादर ने फेस नहीं किया. In the long run of teaching 25 years, I have received innumerable queries from the students who have been preparing for the competitive examination as English their main subject, and those students who have qualified also. And today, before I start with this lecture, The Tempest, I will share, क्योंकि ये सेशन स्पेशली IAS PCS स्टूडेंट्स के लिए है, स्पेशली, अदरवाइज तो सारे इंग्लिश के स्टूडेंट्स दे कैन बी बेनिफिटेड, बिकॉज वॉट एवर आई एम शेयरिंग, वॉट एवर आई एम स्पीकिंग, इट इज मेंट फॉर एवरी स्टूडेंट whether he is or she is for English or not, because it is just you can say a motivational, you can say some words from a person who has been teaching and has so much of experience of approximately 25 years. So I'll be sharing a few queries with the answers, and I'm sure all my students will be benefited from it. Now, the first question is, sir, is it possible to qualify IAS classes through the online mode without coming to the offline batches? Because there was a time when there was no online media, there was no technological support. So the students from the entire country, they used to come to OSN Lucknow, and they used to sit here for, or stay here for 4 months, 6 months, 3 months. And then they used to study. But because of the technological developments, now the entire world is in our muthi. You can say apne haath mein hai. So the students' classes, which are designed now, where they are unable to attend the regular classes due to their engagements of the due to their jobs, due to their commitments, due to their financial issues. So now in this era of technology, students, we can assess the location of any person around any place in the world. Students can take the advantage of the classroom program on their mobile phones, on their desktop, on their laptops, anywhere. And cracking IAS is not a piece of cake which requires mental patience, which requires incredible hard work. And our classes, or we can say my classes, provide them the timetable, the best mode to design their schedule accordingly. And students, they can put their queries, which can be answered from time to time. Now, before getting into much more details, which I always keep on telling students, now first of all I will start with the most important section, that is the Tempest, जिसके बिना IAS PCS का कोई भी प्रश्न पेपर अधूरा है. So I have given you the motivational factor that yes, if you are an aspirant of IAS, PCS or NET, you have to just download the OSN Academy application. The new application has come, which is highly technologically advanced, where you can be very much benefited. And this is my website also, and this is my Google Play Store, जहां से आप ये download कर लेंगे. Fine. Now, as far as the Tempest is concerned, which is a topic is as a criticism of life, इससे आप क्या समझते हैं? The Tempest actually offers a sound criticism of some of the social and political fallacies and of our moral and mental life. और ये तब समझ में आएगा जब आप Tempest को पढ़ चुके होंगे. So my IAS PCS aspirants who have joined OSN classes, they must have finished the Tempest, which I have already done in the class. So now I think they can be able to write also the answers, and they can understand this lecture also, because this is a different angle which I have taken for this class especially. Rahul Kumar, good morning. Tanushri Srivastava, good morning. I think the students today are less in numbers. Maybe they must be busy in festivals. दिवाली का त्यौहार बहुत नज़दीक है, तो हो सकता है बहुत सारे बच्चे बाद में इस क्लास को देखें. एप्लीकेशन का लिंक आपको दे दिया है. But yes, this is a very important question, and I hope all the aspirants, they will find it in a much better situation after attending this session. And yes, students, before starting this, I would also say that there is in Tempest में है the solemn tone of a testament, and we can also discuss the Tempest is clearly the last of the Shakespearean dramas, and under the form of allegory is the dramatic last will and the testament of the great poet. So Tempest एक ऐसा प्ले है जिसको बहुत सारे एंगल पे क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. There are many questions which can be asked and made, but the sum up question is Tempest is as a criticism of life. Now students, इसमें आप कैसे लिखेंगे? आप इसको समझ पा रहे हैं इस क्वेश्चन को? अगर आपने इस क्वेश्चन को पढ़ा नहीं है या टेम्पेस्ट को बहुत ध्यान से नहीं पढ़ा है, तो आप इस होमवर्क को लेंगे हमारे और टेम्पेस्ट को बहुत ध्यान से पढ़ेंगे. और अगर आप ओएसएन के स्टूडेंट हैं तब तो शायद आप समझ भी पाए जाएंगे बेटा. अदरवाइज ध्यान से समझिएगा कि शेक्सपियर की जो ये टेम्पेस्ट है ना, इज वन ऑफ दोज रेयर प्लेस. ये उन रेयर प्लेस में से है. रेयर का मतलब होता है जो बहुत ज्यादा में से एक कोई कम पाई जाती है. इट इज वन ऑफ दोज रेयर एंड रेयरेस्ट प्लेस that has the combination of so many things in it, जिसके अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. Many things combined together, blended together, fused together. जैसे आपको याद होगा, like the rhyme of the ancient mariner, कोलरिज की आपने पढ़ा होगा, like the rhyme of the ancient mariner, the tempest, I'm just comparing it, like the rhyme of the ancient mariner, the tempest at the surface level may read like a fairy tale. अगर आप उसको केवल किताबी रूप से पढ़ेंगे, उसके डेप्थ में नहीं जाएंगे, so you may feel that it is like just a fairy tale, and we might have had a critic to say that the play has no morals. प्ले के अंदर कोई मॉरल भी नहीं है. And it has been rightly been called the last testament of the poet, because the solemn love of testament in the Tempest is obvious in its various meanings and the various planes of reality. So here we propose to deal only with the attraction of criticism of life, which the play Tempest is offering you when you study Tempest properly. Sadanand Singh, good morning. Ravindra Raut, good afternoon. Sadanand Singh, may this class benefit sir in net. आदर्श मिश्रा, गुड आफ्टरनून. देखिए, इंग्लिश लिटरेचर की हमारी कोई भी क्लास होगी, सो आप चाहे टीजीटी के हो, पीजीटी के हो, नेट के हो, इग्नू के हो, BA1 के हो, it will help you a lot. And I come here live, I think I am coming here live approximately daily, because many of the students, those who are not in touch with OSN Academy or they don't know OSN Academy, they feel that sir हमें कहीं पे भी वो क्वालिटी नहीं मिल पाती. और जब मुझे OSN के बारे में पता चला, so I was amazed and I feel happy to be a part. आज ही जो है, कल जब से नया ऐप लॉन्च हुआ है, तब से many students of Bihar and Delhi for UPSC have joined the new application, and they have found it too good, and they have already started with the class and they are now excelling themselves. So I feel like कि जो students OSN Academy को जान करके अपने भविष्य को, चाहे वो नेट हो, चाहे वो पीजीटी हो, चाहे वो GIC मेंस हो, चाहे वो पीजीटी हो, चाहे वो PhD एंट्रेंस हो, they can actually make their career well. Yes, crash course is very important for every student which is in the panel also. Others, good afternoon. आप लोग बच्चों ये भी बता दिया करिए मुझे साथ साथ में, गुड आफ्टरनून, गुड इवनिंग के साथ साथ, कि सर हम इस एग्जामिनेशन की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं. आई वांट टू क्वालिफाई दिस एग्जामिनेशन. अकॉर्डिंगली आई कैन गाइड यू कि आप क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज देयर आर सो मेनी वर्टिकल्स ऑफ इंग्लिश कि आप अपने हिसाब से, अपने लेवल के हिसाब से कहीं ना कहीं आप गवर्नमेंट जॉब में उसको प्रिक्योर कर लें. फाइन. यस, जो बच्चे नए हैं वो चैनल को जरूर सब्सक्राइब कर देंगे और प्रेस बेल आइकन को जरूर दबाएंगे और लाइक बटन को बच्चों. नाउ if I talk about the Tempest, in the Tempest, Shakespeare has exposed, Shakespeare ने क्या expose किया है? He is exposed with marvelous foresight. उसके अंदर बहुत दूरदर्शिता थी. He has exposed with marvelous foresight as well as insight. दूरदर्शिता और इंदर्शिता जिसको कहते हैं, हिंदी बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है हमारी. In the Tempest, Shakespeare has exposed with marvelous foresight and insight social and political fallacies, those wilder, आपने वर्ड सुना होगा यूटोपियन, those wilder utopian notions that end in absurdities and contradictions that are not altogether known in our latest but not always the wisest of the centuries. So ये है टेम्पेस्ट की खूबसूरती. आदर्श, आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर UGC नेट. आई एम ए स्टूडेंट ऑफ MA फर्स्ट ईयर. आदर्श, अगर आपने हमारी कभी पुरानी वीडियोस या पहले क्लासेस को देखा होगा तो मैं हमेशा हर स्टूडेंट को बताता हूं, द मोमेंट यू फिनिश योर BA थर्ड ईयर एंड एंटर इनटू MA फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर, you should start studying UGC NET examination preparation, because MA English जो कोर्स होता है, that is hardly 10 to 15% of NET. That is why those students who do not follow my guidance, they have to give much years together after they complete their MA English. And in the last batch, I think I have 11 to 15 students who have qualified NET as well as JRF only in the third semester of MA. But yes, they had followed my guidance. So आदर्श, हम आपको कहेंगे कि आप OSN Academy का जो नया ऐप लॉन्च हुआ है उसमें गूगल प्ले स्टोर पे जाके डाउनलोड करिएगा, एंड जस्ट सी the beauty and the level of this application. It is so good. And 1000 rupees का कूपन कोड है जो आज या कल में शायद एक्सपायर कर जाएगा, because that has been given by the management just to help students in this new application. So वो बहुत अच्छी बात हो जाएगी आपके लिए. आदर्श. चैतन्य सिंह, गुड आफ्टरनून. चैतन्य, यस चैतन्य, आप किस चीज की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं ये जरूर लिखिएगा अपने कमेंट बॉक्स में. बच्चे ये जरूर लिखें कि वो किस एग्जाम को क्वालिफाई करना चाहते हैं. फाइन. सो अभी तक मैंने जो आपको बताया आप समझ गए होंगे. नाउ आई विल टेल यू मोर अबाउट एज ए क्रिटिसिज्म ऑफ लाइफ. क्या होता है स्टूडेंट्स कि ये जो फैलिसीज मैंने बताया आपको, फैलिसीज आप समझ पा रहे होंगे, इसकी स्पेलिंग है FALLCIES. So some of these fallacies are delightfully laid bare in Ganzello's half serious, half whimsical description of his island Commonwealth. Ganzello, चूंकि ये सब्जेक्ट अलग चल रहा है तो हम ये समझ के चलते हैं कि आपको गैंजेलो के बारे में पता होगा. Fine, I make it sure that you understand and you know who is the character Ganzello. And in the critical remarks added by his hearers. Such ideals of freedom, the poet tells us, will become real only. Yes, Adarsh, you see, and you can even talk to me. I can guide you all the things. हाँ, मैं क्या कह रहा था? The poet tells us which become real only when all are servants, when each shall find his own in all men's good, in the words of Stefano and the realistic, who is the foil to Caliban. Caliban आप समझ गए होंगे in the Tempest. So each man shift for all the rest, and let no man take care for himself, for all is but fortune. किस्मत है ultimately. आप Tempest में आपने देखा होगा कि how destiny plays a great role, and we learn the same lesson not less thoroughly from the ludicrous parody which shows us Caliban exulting in a freedom that consisted in the change of king for king, and from these and yet other incidents in the play Tempest that illustrate the same fallacies, we return with regretful hope to the poet's own conviction. और क्या conviction है? Reform thyself. Reform thyself. Reform thyself. Until that, students, individual reformation is effected. All attempts to reform kingdoms, to reform the commonwealths, which will be more or less unsatisfactory, nor small even thought itself be free. So, थोड़ा सा जो बच्चों ने पढ़ा होगा उनको तो अच्छा समझ में आएगा जो हम पढ़ा रहे हैं, because it is actually the UPSC BPSC level. जो हम भाषा का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, जो हम लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, it is not very easy because I have to see the level of that examination and the level of the question. Accordingly, I have to frame the answer in my subconscious mind and speak that lecture accordingly. Fine. So, चैतन्य, आपने अभी तक बताया नहीं बेटा कि आप कौन से एग्जाम की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं. अच्छा, चलिए बताइए कि ये लेक्चर जो मैं ले रहा हूं ये आपको समझ में आ रहा है? थोड़ा कठिन जरूर है, बट बिकॉज द क्वेश्चन इज नॉट वेरी इजी, दैट इज वाई इट माइट साउंड दैट इट इज लिटिल डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड. जस्ट आंसर मी ऑन द मैसेज बॉक्स. Udham Shergill, good afternoon Udham. For which examination you are preparing? I am preparing for UPSC. Very good Udham. आपको OSN Academy के बारे में पहले पता था या पहली बार पता चला है आज Udham? Let us discuss with UPSC, BPSC and JPSC. झारखंड पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन का भी बैच बच्चों चल रहा है. इसी तरह से वेस्ट बंगाल का भी चल रहा है. दानिश आलम, गुड आफ्टरनून दानिश. आप किस चीज की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं? आप किस चीज की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं बताइए. उधम, आप पहली बार देख रहे हैं तो अगर आप यूपीएससी के स्टूडेंट हैं उधम, सो इट इज अ ब्लेसिंग फॉर यू दैट यू नो मी नाउ. दिस इज OSN Academy of English, and as a professor in English, this is a 24 years old academy which belongs to me, and the entire country has been studying under my guidance. पहले ऑफलाइन और पिछले 4 साल से बच्चे घर बैठे पढ़ रहे हैं, and they have to just download the application from the Google Play Store, OSN Academy. And if you have any discussions with me, you can Udham call me. My numbers are given on the screen also and on the application also. दानिश, आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं GIC मेंस के लिए यूपी. So Danish, GIC Mains के innumerable students, they are studying from UP and other parts of the country also who belong to UP. So the GIC batch is also going on from the application of OSN Academy. Varsha Bhavikar Kulkarni, good afternoon Varsha, and thanks Udham. I am sure you will see, you can even connect me on my WhatsApp. I will give you several links Udham which you can see and then discuss. दानिश, जैसा कि आप सुन पा रहे होंगे मुझे, जीआईसी मेंस की स्पेशल क्लास चल रही है जिसका नाम है जीआईसी मेंस, विच यू विल फाइंड ऑन द गूगल प्ले स्टोर, दैट इज OSN अकेडमी को डाउनलोड कर लीजिए और कोई दिक्कत हो बात कर लीजिएगा। वर्षा, आप किस चीज़ की एग्जाम की प्रिपरेशन कर रही हैं बेटा? फॉर विच एग्जामिनेशन यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग? एंड जैसा हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे, देखिए मेरा नंबर और जो एप्लीकेशन का लिंक है वो भी हम आपको दे देते हैं। देखिए लिंक भी आ गया और नंबर भी आ गया। नाउ यू कैन व्हाट्सएप मी, यू कैन डाउनलोड एंड हैव ऑल द डिटेल्स। जहां भी कोई प्रॉब्लम हो, यू फील कंफर्टेबल in talking to me and discussing with me and getting all the guidance, irrespective of you join OSN or you don't join OSN. As a professor, I am always going to help you always. UGC नेट करना चाहती हैं वर्षा आप, तब तो ये it is a blessing again for you that this is the center where I have been teaching past 24 years. The entire country has been studying with me and आप UGC नेट का पैनल भी देख सकती हैं, मेरे बहुत सारे आप क्लासेस देख सकती हैं, एप्लीकेशन पे भी, यूट्यूब चैनल पे भी। देयर आर सो मेनी सैम्पल क्लासेस एंड एज पर योर विश यू कैन कनेक्ट विद मी एंड यू कैन ज्वाइन द क्लासेस। 1000 का कूपन कोड है, इसको लेना मत भूलिएगा स्टूडेंट्स, क्योंकि ये एक्सपायर कर जाएगा। फाइन, सो एज वी वर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट टेम्पेस्ट एज अ क्रिटिसिज्म ऑफ लाइफ, सो अ लॉट थिंग्स आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू। पढ़ाते पढ़ाते मुझे याद आया स्टूडेंट्स, एक क्वेश्चन है, एक नॉलेज हम आपको देना चाहते हैं जो हर स्टूडेंट को, चाहे वो नेट का हो चाहे वो किसी भी वर्टिकल का हो, इंग्लिश का, he has to remember, he has to note it down because he has to utilize this information, this piece of information even in the interviews, even in the written examination, even in the MA English examinations, even in the UPSC examinations. क्योंकि अगर इसका इस्तेमाल आप कर देते हैं, देयर इज नो पॉइंट अबाउट इट कि आपको बहुत अच्छा मार्क्स मिलेगा। एंड दैट इज, हमेशा याद रखिए कि जब भी कोई क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में पूछा जाता है, चाहे वो ऑप्शनल का हो, मेंस की 4 ऑप्शंस का हो, बहुत यू विल बी फाइंडिंग वेरी गुड व्हेन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू टीच यू। एंड स्पेशली फॉर द यूपीएससी स्टूडेंट, जब आप टेम्पेस्ट के एग्जाम में सॉल्व करना शुरू करेंगे, एंड इफ यू विल अप्लाई दिस थिंग, you are surely going to get good marks because the examiner will understand that you have read from the deeper core of the knowledge. Fine. So देखिए, the sources of the Tempest, जैसा आप समझ पा रहे होंगे इसके मतलब से ही कि Shakespeare has been known as, has been called, कह सकते हैं, the greatest plagiarist. Plagiarist का मतलब होता है जो इंसान कहीं न कहीं से चीजों को लेकर के तब उसको लिखता है, इसे बना है plagiarism. So he has been called a greatest plagiarist of England. और ऐसा कहा जाता है, ऐसा माना जाता है, it has been said that nothing that Shakespeare gives us is his own. उसका जो भी हमें शेक्सपियर देता है वो उसका कुछ नहीं है, except his dramatic art. उसके पास क्या है? शेक्सपियर के पास क्या है? His dramatic art. He is only known for having his dramatic art, for which he has been known as the god of drama. उससे बड़ा कोई ड्रामेटिस्ट नहीं हुआ आज तक जिंदगी में। जैसे अमेरिका में है यूजीन ओनील, अमेरिका में है यूजीन ओनील जिसने लिखा था द हेरी एप, द एम्परर जोन्स, द डिजायर अंडर द एल्म्स, टॉम जोन्स, and so many. He has written approximately 48 plays. So Eugene O'Neill is basically the Shakespeare of America, and for British, Shakespeare is Shakespeare. So I just told you that it has been said that nothing that Shakespeare gives us in his own except his dramatic art. Yet, though the flowers may be culled from other men's gardens, their blending is all Shakespeare's own. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ स्टूडेंट? देखिए ये लाइन कितनी खूबसूरत हमने आपको दी कि अगर आप ये लिख देंगे किसी भी यूपीएससी बीपीएससी के क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने में, तो एग्जामिनर जो होगा एकदम प्रफुल्लित और खुश हो जाएगा। हमने क्या बोला कि यद्यपि की, हिंदी में मैं समझा रहा हूं, यद्यपि की जो फूल हैं, गुलाब का फूल, गेंदे का फूल, कली का फूल, इसका फूल, उसका फूल, ये सब कुछ अलग अलग फूल अलग अलग गार्डन से शेक्सपियर ने काटा होगा, लिया होगा, चुराया होगा दूसरे लोगों को गार्डन से, लेकिन इनका जो ब्लेंडिंग है, इनकी जो फ्यूजन है, वो सब शेक्सपियर का अपना है. एंड दैट इज आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड यू, हिज ड्रामेटिक आर्ट रिमेन्स हिज ओन, एंड दैट इज the blending of all the flowers and colors from all the gardens and making it its own. उसको वो अपना बना लेता है. He transfers a dull wooden story into an intensely moving drama. वो एक बहुत ही डल, एक बहुत ही wooden story को एक intensely moving drama बना देता है, and the slow moving plot into a fast moving dramatic narrative. और एक बहुत धीरे धीरे चलने वाले प्लॉट को एक राजधानी एक्सप्रेस, एक बुलेट ट्रेन की तरह एक मूविंग ड्रामा बना देता है. एंड ही बोरोज फ्रीली फ्रॉम वेरियस सोर्सेज एंड ट्रांसफर्स हिज मटीरियल इनटू समथिंग एक्सेप्शनली हिज ओन बाय द मैजिक वैंड ऑफ हिज क्रिएटिव इमेजिनेशन. उसके हाथ में एक ऐसा मैजिक का एक रुमाल है, एक ऐसा धागा है जिसको वो ऐसे घुमाता है और वो पूरा ड्रामा सेंसेशनल हो जाता है, वो पूरा ड्रामा क्रिएटिव इमेजिनेशन से भर जाता है. सो द चार्ज ऑफ प्लेजरिज्म कैनॉट होल्ड वाटर सिंस अ ड्रामा इज नॉट मेरली द प्लॉट, इट इज इट्स यूज, इट इज टू यूज एन इट इज टू यूज एक एरिस्टोटेलियन फ्रेज है जिसको कहते हैं एक्शन. सो एक्शन जो है दैट बेसिकली मेक्स अ ड्रामा, एंड इन ऑल द शेक्सपियरियन plays the action is his own. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन है, एक्शन इज हिज ओन. सो चाहे जितना भी प्लेजरिज्म हो, चाहे जितना भी उसने इधर से उधर से बोरो किया हो, उसने अपना अगर हाथ ऐसे घुमा दिया, उस पे अपना मैजिक बैंड लगा दिया, अपने क्रिएटिव इमेजिनेशन का लगा दिया, तो केवल प्लॉट नहीं रह जाता है. इट इज द एक्शन which makes the play look like Shakespearean. So all artists are somewhere or the other plagiarists, for there is nothing new under the sun. इस सूरज के नीचे कुछ बहुत नया नहीं है, हर आदमी कहीं ना कहीं से कुछ ना कुछ लेता है. Some of them borrow their material from life, some of their material borrow from experience, some of the material is borrowed from books. Suppose Dr. Agarwal is teaching you, so I am giving you my knowledge of my vast 24 years of experience. So I am also borrowing so many things from here and there, and my own experience, and then putting it into, blending it and making it a beautiful world and creativity and imagination, and then transferring it to you. Sir, your love, helpful nature and teaching technique is very comprehensive, Adarsh. Thank you, Adarsh. I hope that you can follow my guidance and you qualify your examination as I have just discussed with you. I will join, sir. Writing practice will be done if you join your batch. Yes, Danish, there is nothing to worry with OSN Academy at all. You're all my children, and I am your guardian, I am your professor, I am your teacher. So OSN Academy is a place where not a single student in India has any problems regarding any quality, any help, anything. Sneha Kumari, I am preparing for UGC NET. Sneha Kumari, dear Sneha, I would like to know that you belong to which city, and if you are preparing for UGC NET in English, and if you know OSN Academy from today, I hope you will be able to deliver yourself, if you will be able to progress yourself leaps and bounds. So I hope that you can follow my guidance, Sneha, and the link is given there, Sneha, the numbers are given there. You can download the application and you can even WhatsApp me. Fine, students. So अपना शहर का नाम और अपने एग्जामिनेशन जिसको क्वालिफाई करना है वो जरूर बताइएगा स्टूडेंट्स. तो देखिए, मैंने आपको अभी जो बताया क्रिटिसिज्म ऑफ लाइफ के साथ साथ सोर्सेज ऑफ दैट प्ले टेम्पेस्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड आई वुड ऑल्सो लाइक टू टेल दैट इट इज देयर आर्ट. ये जो कला होती है ना, जैसे बहुत सारे टीचर्स पढ़ाते हैं, आपको यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ाते हैं, कोचिंग्स में पढ़ाते हैं, यूट्यूब चैनल्स पे पढ़ाते हैं, बट ऑल students might not be liking every professor, every teacher. It depends on their art, which matters. It is the diction, the quality, the level of deliverance which matters. और किसको क्या अच्छा लगता है, you never know. So were it not for what we call creative imagination or art, we would have easily struck off the names of all the biographers from the list of the artists and call them mere plagiarists. अब हमको उनको कह सकते हैं ये तो बहुत plagiarist है. So Shakespeare is supremely great in his art and that is the end of it. वो सुप्रीम है तो है, वहीं पे फुल स्टॉप. एंड ही नेवर ट्रबल्ड हिज माइंड इन इन्वेंटिंग एन ओरिजिनल प्लॉट. किसी भी ओरिजिनल प्लॉट को इन्वेंट करने में वो अपना दिमाग या अपना ब्रेन नहीं खर्च करता था. शेक्सपियर के अंदर एक ऐसा थ्रिफ्ट था. शेक्सपियर हैड अ काइंड ऑफ थ्रिफ्ट, और यू कैन से ही वाज नोन फॉर द नेचुरल इकोनॉमी such as good housewives and good artists, and he liked to take same old thing and surprise it with life. वो पुरानी चीजों को ले करके उसमें कुछ जादू करके उसको सरप्राइज कर देता था अपने लोगों को, और वही रीजन है कि शेक्सपियर इज शेक्सपियर. आरती देवी, आई एम आरती फ्रॉम पीलीभीत यूपी. ओके, पीलीभीत से याद आया, आई हैड लॉन्ग बैक two students from Pilibhit. They were both girls, females, and they both had qualified net, and I suppose they are lecturers now in some place. आरती, सो आरती आप भी पीलीभीत से हैं. पीलीभीत से हमारा बहुत पुराना संबंध रहा है कि पीलीभीत से स्टूडेंट दे यूज्ड टू कम टू लखनऊ फॉर द ऑफलाइन क्लासेस, उस समय में जब पूरे हिंदुस्तान में कोई टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं हुआ करती थी. सो बेटा आरती, अगर आपको यूजीसी नेट इंग्लिश में एक्सेल करना है, चाहे वो नवंबर का एग्ज़ाम हो, चाहे आगे वाले आना एग्ज़ाम हो, सारे क्लासेस ऑलरेडी चल रहे हैं. नया एप्लीकेशन आ गया है, उसको डाउनलोड कर लीजिएगा. मेरे नंबर्स दिया हुआ है, आप हमसे बात भी कर सकती हैं आरती. इर्रेस्पेक्टिव यू ज्वाइन और यू डोंट ज्वाइन, यू कैन टेक ऑल द गाइडेंस फ्रॉम मी, बिकॉज इफ यू ज्वाइन यू आर श्योरली गोइंग टू एक्सेल, बिकॉज you will be covering the entire unit 1 to unit 10 with the test series, with the content and with all my guidance. Fine. अब आप एक दो लाइन और लिख लीजिए जो आपको लिखने में काम जरूर आएगी, और वो है सोर्सेज ऑफ द टेम्पेस्ट. ऐसे दो सोर्सेज ऑफ द टेम्पेस्ट के बहुत सारे हैं, जो बहुत सारे हैं, सारे लोग को बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. एक दो मैं मेन बता देता हूं, उसको नोट कर लीजिएगा. जैसे एक सोर्स था उसका और ऑरेलियो एंड इजाबेला, इजाबेल कह सकते हैं. ऑरेलियो एंड इजाबेल ये पढ़ा था शेक्सपियर ने, या इससे भी कुछ मैटर उठाया उसने जो सोर्स ऑफ टेम्पेस्ट बना. फाइन. देन देयर वाज अनदर डिस्कवरी ऑफ द बर्मुडाज. एक और लिख लीजिए, वॉयजेज. अच्छा नंबर पाने के लिए अगर आपने ये तीन भी लिख दिया, so you are surely going to get very good marks in the question of Tempest. Yes, my offline classes run in Lucknow, but if you are in Lucknow, you can even meet me. If you are not in Lucknow, you can talk to me. And जैसे आज सुबह से ही करीब 2 बच्चों ने UGC नेट इंग्लिश का क्लास एप्लीकेशन पे जाके ज्वाइन कर लिया ऑलरेडी, एंड दे हैव स्टार्टेड द क्लास. सो एप्लीकेशन बहुत ही कंफर्टेबल है, और घर बैठे 24 आवर्स का पैनल होता है, वेन एवर यू हैव टाइम, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स दे आर इन द जॉब, दे आर डूइंग समथिंग और द अदर ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला. सो OSN का ऐप जो है इट इज़ वेरी कंफर्टेबल एंड बहुत हाईटेक अब तो हो गया है नया वाला ऐप, तो मेनी फीचर्स आर देयर. सो बेटा आप लोगों को कैसा लगा ये सेशन? आप लोगों को अच्छा लगा सेशन? आप हमें कमेंट बॉक्स में ये भी बता सकते हैं कि सर आप UPSC में हम ये पढ़ना चाहते हैं, ये ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं. अकॉर्डिंगली सो आई विल बी ब्रिंगिंग विद मोर ऑफ डिस्कशन. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है स्टूडेंट्स गाइडेंस. आज के समय में राइट गाइडेंस और करेक्ट गाइडेंस बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है मिलना, इसलिए बच्चों को बहुत तकलीफ होती है, ख़ास तौर से रूरल एरियाज़ में या ऐसे सिटीज़ में जहाँ पे कोई गाइडेंस नहीं है, ख़ास तौर से इन द फील्ड ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर. फाइन. सो अब जैसे हम बात करें आपके इसकी एनी क्वेश्चंस, आपको हम 2 मिनट का समय दे रहे हैं बच्चों, कि केवल हम चाहते हैं कि आप भी हमसे बात करें. केवल हम ही बोलते रहेंगे तो इट विल बी अ वन वे कम्युनिकेशन. आई वांट दैट द कम्युनिकेशन शुड कंप्लीट, एंड द कम्युनिकेशन इज कंप्लीट व्हेन इट इज 2 वे. आई एम स्पीकिंग, यू आर स्पीकिंग, यू आर स्पीकिंग, आई एम स्पीकिंग, देन ओनली. So I feel like that we should be both communicating either through message, either through communication through WhatsApp और थ्रू टेलीफोनिक कॉन्वर्सेशन, जिससे हम आपकी हेल्प कर पाएँ और आप अपना समय बचा करके आगे की तरफ अग्रसर हों और ग्रो कर पाएँ. कुछ ही समय में इतना बड़ा फेस्टिवल दिवाली आने वाला है, और दिवाली आपकी बहुत शुभ हो. स्नेहा कुमारी मोतिहारी बिहार, दानिश, थैंक यू दानिश, आरती थैंक यू। स्नेहा मोतिहारी से हैं आप, और मोतिहारी में भी बहुत सारे बच्चे ओएसएन एकेडमी के पढ़ भी रहे हैं, और बहुत सारे ऐसे शहर हैं बिहार में, बहुत छोटे छोटे शहर हैं जैसे सीतामढ़ी, मोतिहारी, बक्सर, पटना, दरभंगा, और भी बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे शहर हैं जहाँ के बच्चे नेट जेआरएफ करके एंड दे हैव बिकम असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर्स in different places of the state even and the cities and even different other states too. So स्नेहा, आपको अगर इच्छा होगी तो you can be in touch with us. चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करिएगा बच्चों, लाइक करिएगा और प्रेस द बेल आइकन ज़रूर करिएगा, और अपने फेलो स्टूडेंट्स को, अपने दोस्तों को ज़रूर लिंक शेयर करिएगा जिससे उनको भी फ़ायदा हो। आरती देवी, हाउ टू क्वालिफाई यूजीसी नेट सर? आरती, I think 2 to 3 times I have discussed with you. I have repeated that if you are a UGC NET student, I have given you the application. You can download the application. My number is also given on the screen. You have to just WhatsApp me or you can call me after the session so that I may be able to guide you particularly as you wish. Fine. Any more questions, students, for your career? अब आपके पास समय है, हमारे पास समय आपके लिए है कि हम आपको वो समय देंगे जिसमें आप क्वेश्चन पूछें और आप हमसे बातचीत कर लें। दीप प्रसाद, गुड आफ्टरनून दीप। देखिए हमारे स्क्रीन पे डिटेल आ गया है, यूजीसी नेट, आईएएस मेंस, पीसीएस, बीपीएससी, पीजीटी, टीजीटी, जीआईसी मेंस, द नंबर्स आर ऑटो रिटन देयर, और लिंक भी दिया हुआ है। रूपा सुशील, हेलो रूपा, हेलो दीप, गुड आफ्टरनून, हाउ आर यू ऑल? आप अपना शहर का नाम ज़रूर लिखें और किस एग्जामिनेशन को क्वालिफाई करना है वो ज़रूर लिखें। रूपा रानी फ्रॉम बीदर, आई हैव अ स्ट्रॉन्ग कनेक्शन विद बीदर ऑल्सो बिकॉज लैक्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आई हैव टॉट, तो कोई ऐसा शहर, कोई ऐसा गांव नहीं है जहां पे ओएसएन के स्टूडेंट्स ना हो। बीदर में आई हैव माई स्टूडेंट नोन एज श्रीदेवी, so Shridevi is one of our OSN students who has already qualified and she is a government lecturer also, I think in a college very near to Bidar. So रूपा, अगर आप हमसे कभी भी टेलीफोनिक कॉन्वर्सेशन करेंगी तो हम आपको श्रीदेवी का नंबर भी दे देंगे जिससे यू कैन बी इन टच with my name. Rupa Sushil, I have already qualified NET English Literature, now preparing for Karnataka Assistant Professor Recruitment. That's very good Rupa. और कर्नाटका असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर रिक्रूटमेंट के लिए बहुत सारे कर्नाटका के स्टूडेंट, देयर आर मेनी स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ कर्नाटका असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर who have joined the crash course classes from my application and they have taken the hard copy test series by post, by speed post there to their city. Yesterday also 2 students from Karnataka, they have joined the crash course as well as they have taken the test series. So you are in good hands now Rupa. You have to just connect with me on my WhatsApp number or you can call me. I will explain you and you can see the crash course also. Yes, I know. Your examination, still you have a lot of time. You have complete November, you have complete December. So you can complete the entire crash course sessions in 20-25 days or 30 days. And you can solve all the test series of 3 booklets. And then, I cannot think even that you will not qualify. Suppose you have to just do this thing. Deep Prasad, Raebareli, UPPSC, PCS, GSC lecturer, PGT. Deep Prasad, Upamati MM. I am from Karnataka, sir. Umapati MM. Acha, you are from Karnataka. Karnataka. You are also preparing for NET or assistant professorship Karnataka. Deep Prasad, you want to join the GIC lecturer PGT exam. So you have to just download the application. You have to just download the application. एंड जीआईसी का वहाँ पे क्लास चल रहा है। कोई दिक्कत हो दीप प्रसाद, आप हमसे बात कर लीजिएगा। यू कॉल मी एंड आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू। आदर्श, आप अयोध्या के हैं? ओके, दैट्स वेरी गुड। अयोध्या के बहुत सारे बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं ओएसएन में। अयोध्या, फैजाबाद, टांडा, मुबारकपुर, ये सारे बेल्ट में बच्चे सब पढ़ रहे हैं। एनी मोर क्वेश्चन स्टूडेंट? रूपा, हैव यू अंडरस्टूड? एनी क्वेश्चंस रूपा, उमापति, दीप? आप जल्दी जल्दी आंसर करिए जिससे कि मैं आपको जल्दी जल्दी आंसर दे पाऊँ। और नंबर्स देखिए स्क्रीन पे है, एक बार मैं आपको स्क्रीन फिर दिखा देता हूँ। चंदन सिंह पटेल, हेलो सर, आई एम फ्रॉम उत्तर प्रदेश। ओके, आज सुबह भी एक बच्चे का कॉल आया था, उसका नाम भी चंदन था। क्या आप वही चंदन हैं? चंदन बेटा, आप क्या वही चंदन है जिसने मुझे सुबह कॉल किया था? अगर आप वही हैं तो। बबली, आई एम फ्रॉम अमरोहा। ओके चंदन, वेलकम टू OSN Academy, and Bubbly, you are most welcome to OSN Academy. See, my number is given on the screen. The application link, the new application link is given on the screen. हमेशा याद रखिएगा, चंदन, दीप, बबली, रूपा, एनी स्टूडेंट। अच्छा चंदन आप नहीं थे, दिस मीन्स कि दैट वाज सम अनदर चंदन हु वांटेड टू ज्वाइन द UGC नेट इंग्लिश क्लास। सो चंदन, आप किस चीज़ की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं? बबली, आप किस चीज़ की प्रिपरेशन कर रही हैं? देखिए स्क्रीन पे सारा डिटेल्स भी लिखा हुआ है, एप्लीकेशन का भी दिया हुआ है। सो इट इज़ वेरी सिंपल टू डाउनलोड एंड टू गेट इन टच। एंड जो भी आपको हो, सारे बच्चों को मैं फिर बता रहा हूँ, टेक द 1000 rupees coupon code which is given by the application just to have an extra help to the students. Otherwise the fees has been already discounted so much so that there is no worries for that. Plus 1000 coupon code ज़रूर इस्तेमाल कर लीजिएगा because it might expire in a day or two. रजनीश, UP PCS एग्जाम, आई एम फ्रॉम UP जौनपुर। बबली, LT के लिए। LT हम नहीं पढ़ाते हैं, PGT पढ़ाते हैं, TGT पढ़ाते हैं। LT का जो क्लास है वो बहुत जल्दी ही हम लॉन्च करने वाले हैं। LT ग्रेड का इंग्लिश का जो एग्जामिनेशन है वो हम आई थिंक जस्ट आफ्टर द दिस दिवाली आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द LT ग्रेड ऑल्सो। मैं यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ स्टूडेंट्स आपको, LT इंग्लिश, PGT, TGT, GIC, नेट, then PhD entrance, then MA English entrance, then UPSC, then BPSC, then UPPCS, then JPSC, and crash course and others even. So there are so many verticals of English literature on the application. As per your need, as per your wish, you can join any of these verticals. I am always here. सर मैं आपसे पहले व्हाट्सएप पर बात कर चुका हूँ। ओके चंदन, आई डोंट रिमेंबर बिकॉज देयर आर सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स टॉकिंग फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर इंडिया, लेकिन आपने शायद ज्वाइन नहीं किया होगा चंदन। अगर आप ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं तो आप एक बार फिर से व्हाट्सएप पे हमारे आ सकते हैं। सर UP PCSC मेंस का इंग्लिश लिटरेचर ऑप्शनल कवर होगा? यस रजनीश, नंबर्स दिए हैं, लिंक दिया है, यू कैन टॉक इन डिटेल। और न जाने कितने बच्चे ऑलरेडी एप्लीकेशन पे रजनीश पढ़ रहे हैं। तो OSN Academy में आपको कोई चिंता किसी भी चीज़ की नहीं करनी है इफ़ इट कम्स टू इंग्लिश लिटरेचर, बिकॉज वो मैं ही पढ़ाता हूँ। सर मैं नेट JRF PGT की प्रिपरेशन करना चाहता हूँ। तो चंदन, जब आप मुझे जानते हैं और आप मेरी व्हाट्सएप पे आपसे बात हो चुकी है, तब आपने इतना डिले क्यों किया? अब तो नया एप्लीकेशन भी आ गया है, 1000 का कूपन कोड भी लगा हुआ है, तो जाइए उसको देखिए और उसको अपनी तैयारी शुरू करिए। आपका समय इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है स्टूडेंट्स। फाइन, एनी मोर क्वेश्चन स्टूडेंट्स? सो ये देखिए मैंने आपको ये सारे बता दिए, और ज्यादा है उसके अंदर। तो LT ग्रेड लॉन्च इज गोइंग टू लॉन्च वेरी सून। PGT, TGT, GIC, नेट, PhD एंट्रेंस, MA इंग्लिश, UPSC, BPSC, UPS, PCS, Jharkhand Public Service Commission, crash course. And crash course, believe me, is very important for any student who is going to qualify the next coming examination. अगर आप नेट नवंबर का देने जा रहे हैं और आपने OSN की क्लासेस नहीं की हैं कभी, so it is advisable that if you don't want to join the UGC net course from now, you must join the crash course class. Any questions students? अब कोई क्वेश्चंस नहीं है? तो चलिए एक बार फिर आपसे मुलाकात होगी. एंजॉय योर वीकेंड, दैट इज सैटरडे एंड संडे. अपना वीकेंड एंजॉय करिए, त्यौहार आने वाला है, उसकी तैयारी करिए. बट ऑलवेज स्टडी एटलीस्ट फॉर 1 आवर पर डे. पढ़ाई में गैप कभी मत करिए, चाहे होली हो, चाहे दिवाली हो, चाहे दशहरा हो, चाहे कोई भी मौसम हो. जस्ट मेक इट कंसिस्टेंट दैट यू हैव टू स्टडी फॉर 60 minutes or 90 minutes per day, so that you are always in touch with your studies. And if you are an OSN student, then nothing to worry, because तब तो आपको सारी चीजें ही सब कुछ मिल जाता है, and that too in a very well designed manner, very examination eccentric manner. Thank you students, and have a great day. Meet you on Monday. To cut it short, students, see, in the UPSC batch, you have the Sons and Lovers. In the BPSC batch, the syllabus, you have the Rainbow. And for the UGC NET students, you have to read a lot. And probably we read most of the novels, the characters and the storyline, because NET syllabus is very vast. And these syllabus are particularly defined. Now, I have taken the topic as D.H. Lawrence. We are going to discuss as a poet as well as a painter. Many of you might not be knowing that he was undoubtedly a great poet as well as a painter. And before I start this session, all those students who are watching me live here or listening to me, they may download the new application which is launched day before yesterday. And this application has very beautiful features which you used to ask before, those who have not joined till date. So those new students who will be joining OSN from today, they will be downloading the OSN Academy application from the Google Play Store, and this is the new app. Fine. Or if you want to visit the website, it is www.osnacademy.com. Now we come to D.H. Lawrence. See, how many students? Mansoor, good evening. Rajesh Chaube, good evening. Tanushri, good evening. And Gitanjali Tripathi, good evening. I think in these students, Gitanjali, you have joined my classes. Rajesh, I think you have also joined my classes. And Mansoor, I think you are a new student here. So all those new students, you should like the channel, you should subscribe the channel and press the like button so that you may be able to get the notification always. Bell icon ko dabana mat bhuliega. Now, as I have just told you that Lawrence is a poet in his description of nature, and as a poet, he is a great painter also. So you must have studied, students, that Lawrence is not only a poet, he is not only a poet, but a painter too. He is not only a poet, but a painter also. When he describes nature, as we have studied in the Wordsworth in our classes, Wordsworth is a worshipper of nature. He describes nature in a very sensuous way. In the same way, Lawrence is also a poet, a painter. I still remember, students, when I was in MA last year, I was given a dissertation. I was given a topic, and that was a seminar to be conducted in the Dayal Bagh College, Agra. So I went there to Agra, and the topic was Wordsworthian approach to Lawrence in the novel The Rainbow. So this was the topic. I still remember I had spoken approximately for 15 minutes, and there were so many questions here and there. So I was a young student, but I managed it well because I loved Lawrence also. I loved Wordsworth also, to read and to teach also. So in the same way, Lawrence is not only a poet but a painter too in his descriptions of nature. And as I told you that Wordsworth was also very delightful. He was also very sensuous when he was a child, when he used to write the childhood poetry. So in the same way, D.H. Lawrence also finds a lot of delight, a lot of happiness in the sensuousness and in the describing the nature, and in his novels which are realistically related to the relevant mood of the human drama. So this is important. So just try to adopt what sir is speaking, what words I am using, how the sentences framings are used, and whatever I am speaking, it is very original. It is coming from the straight from the heart, from the mind. So this is what I teach in my classes, so that the students may be able to adapt that feeling, which should not be bookish, which should not be from the Google or Wikipedia, because the examination, basically the examiner understands clearly that whatever you are writing, it is the knowledge which you are sharing, or it is just the ratification which you have done from the books. Fine. Nandini, good evening. Devesh, Pralam. Bhavesh, good evening. And Vanshi Bharadwaj, good evening. Fine, students. So, what I was telling, yes. Yes. Now, we will find a lot of suggestive scenes, which we see that, yes, it has been painted well by D.S. Lawrence. And the language in which these have been executed, the language in which these passages and these scenes have been executed, that actually breathes. क्या निकलता है उसमें से निकलता है poetic aroma. It breathes poetic aroma, aroma. So these are the words which you have to use. Poetic aroma निकलता है. The language which he uses in these scenes, which executes, which breathes, which exhales a poetic aroma. And you can also say that nature is a part of the cosmos. Nature is the part of cosmos. These lines, these phrases will give you much more marks in comparison to those students who are just reading by themselves. So we can say that there is glow, there is warmth, there is beauty, there is, I can write it down here for you students, because these are very important terminologies which has to be used when in the examination D.S. Lawrence will be asked. क्या है D.S. Lawrence में? There is glow, then there is warmth, then there is warmth, glow, beauty, then we can say it has rhythm, it has even color. And all these things you will find in D.H. Lawrence's landscapes. Why? Again we come back to our question that he is a painter. He is a painter in his techniques. He is not only a painter in his techniques, but he is a poet in his attitude towards nature. And he does not philosophize. He does not philosophize as Wordsworth used to, or tries to draw a moral from the scenes. No, he is not like that. But they serve to paint the background for the relevant emotional drama, for which D.H. Lawrence is actually known. And students, always remember that D.H. Lawrence was also a great poet, though many of you might be knowing that he is a great novelist. Like a poet, he has a fascination for the different aspects of nature. And what are those different aspects of nature? Clouds, flowers, variety, hills, the sun, the moon, the stars, the birds, the beasts, the sky, the earth, the trees, the hedges, the creepers, the evening, the morning, the night, the fruits, the corn, the fields, the buds, the turf, the grass meadows, the waves, the river, the hay, and so many innumerable things. And he has described them in a very, very living manner. जिसको कहते हैं animate, inanimate, in a very animate manner, as if all these things are having life. And they share the human animation and vitality. Fine. Vashisht, good evening. Prajanta, good evening. Sumita Kumar, good evening. If you have any questions regarding the UPSC, BPSC, JPSC, West Bengal, PCS, UP PCS or UGC NET, anything, you are most welcome to ask your questions here and enjoy the session. Students, especially OSN is meant for those students who really have that courage, who really have that passion to do something in life, and that is why they follow OSN Academy. Fine. Always remember, as an IAS aspirant, as an PCS aspirant, just try to find something extraordinary in the ordinary. Always remember one of my lines, always try to find something extraordinary in the ordinary. So if you are getting something ordinary, if you are an ordinary student, find something extraordinary, then only you will have name, fame and money. Fine. Now coming back, D.H. Lawrence basically is more of a painter. He is more of a painter than a poet. How? In certain descriptions of nature. Means somewhere or the other, he looks like a painter more. Somewhere or the other, he looks like a poet more. So he has a blending of a painter as a poet too. So now as a poet, he has used both the dark and the bright pastels. मतलब अगर पेंटर है, पेंटर के हाथ में ब्रश है, so brush जब पेंटर के पास होता है, so he has several colors, so he uses many colors. But D.H. Lawrence as a painter has a brush in his hand where he has the dark paint as well as the bright pastel colors too. When you read his poems or you get in touch with his beautiful novels. And the genial warmth occasionally which is accompanied with the emotional pang is found in such poetic descriptions. इसका ये मतलब होता है कि उसके poetic descriptions में आपको बहुत emotional pangs में मिलेंगे और बहुत genial warmth मिलेगी along with the paintings which you can feel through your eyes. जैसे हम लोग फील करते हैं कीट्स में, because Keats has everything. He is a sensuous poet with all the five senses covering together in this in Keats's. So now in D.H. Lawrence, the artist, D.H. Lawrence as the artist has a keen color consciousness. उसके अंदर color consciousness की keenness बहुत है. He has a keen color consciousness which represents itself in the color contrasts and the necessity of using deep and the light pigments. उसको पता है कि कब हमें deep pigment डालना है, कब हमें light pigment show करना है. So that is the versatility, that is the genius, that is the level of D.H. Lawrence as a poet, as a painter, as a great novelist. And as a poet, as a painter, he has also mixed colors. And the tone in such descriptions, in D.H. Lawrence, sir, I'm aspirant of UPSC GIC Mains. बीपीएससी का बैच कब स्टार्ट हो गया है सर जी? सदानंद, गुड इवनिंग, दिस इज संतोष कुमार. ओके संतोष, आई हैव बीन वेटिंग समथिंग रेलेवेंट टू माय ऑप्शनल. आई गेस दिस इज द ओनली लेक्चर. This is the lecture on the YouTube students which is live for you to make you understand how you have to understand, how you have to prepare and how you have to understand that yes, this OSN Academy can be fruitful for you because as a professor, as I am teaching since past 24 years. So 24 साल हो गया स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ाते हैं IAS, PCS और UGC नेट पैन इंडिया. सो जिन बच्चों को भी पढ़ना है, मैंने शुरुआत में बताया था, लिंक भी आपको मैं दे रहा हूँ एप्लीकेशन का UGC नेट और किसी भी वर्टिकल्स, उसमें 10-12 वर्टिकल्स है इंग्लिश के फॉर एवरी एग्जामिनेशन ऑफ इंडिया इंक्लूडिंग GIC, जो आप OSN Academy को डाउनलोड कर लेंगे गूगल प्ले स्टोर से. न्यू ऐप लॉन्च हुआ है विद वेरी गुड फीचर्स, very new features, and directly you can join there within few seconds. If you have any issues, any problem, you can connect with me on my number. Fine. अबू रफे, बेटा बीपीएससी का बैच ऑलरेडी रन कर रहा है एप्लीकेशन पे, so you can get in touch with me or you can open the download the application also. So देखिए एप्लीकेशन का लिंक भी आपको मिल गया है स्टूडेंट्स. फाइन. सो हमने आपको बताया कि is reading the original text imperative? Vanshi, this is actually a very important question and it has to be answered telephonically, making you understand that those students who have lot of time, how they can manage to qualify UPSC, those who have less time, how they can qualify UPSC. But here I cannot tell you in short. So this needs proper guidance Vanshi. So just connect with me on my number and get all the details and download the application also if you are a UPSC student. Rajan Prajapati, thank you Rajan. Fine. Any more students who wish to connect with me or wish to ask any questions regarding BPSC? सब अलग अलग बैचेस हैं, कोई बैच एक दूसरे पे वो नहीं है, क्योंकि सबका कोर्स अलग है, सबका सिलेबस अलग है, सबको हम अलग अलग से पढ़ाते हैं. So हम क्या पढ़ा रहे थे आपको? Yes, he has a temperament of colors. And now the sensibility with which D.H. Lawrence has drawn in his poetry is suggestive of the facility of poetic, you can say he has the poetic facility in his mind. And while describing nature, Lawrence, the poet, vices with Lawrence, the painter. See the framing of the sentences, and see this sentence I have framed from my subconscious just now. It came naturally to me because I teach natural way as I have been teaching in the colleges, universities. In the description of nature, Lawrence the poet, मैं लिख सकता हूं इसको, यहां पे बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन है ये, आप इसको नोट कर लीजिए. While describing nature, Lawrence the poet vices, समझिएगा, Lawrence the poet vices with Lawrence the painter. आई होप ये इंग्लिश आपको बहुत सरल है, समझ में आ गई होगी. Niangui Hussain, sir, I call you but you don't answer. I don't know Niangi. You would have WhatsApp me, but I will give you my number. You can contact me and you can even WhatsApp me, because maybe some of the times I am in my studio, I am taking the classes, live classes here and there, but I don't remember when you have called me. So I am giving you the number here. You can note down my direct number. Okay, Niangi. So I'm giving you my direct number here. You connect with me on my WhatsApp and you can call me on this number. Maybe some here and there हो गया होगा. So आपको मैं बता रहा था कि in the description of nature, Lawrence the poet vices the Lawrence the painter. Kanuri Divya, good evening. I'm giving you my number. Yes, see the number is given, the link is given. Shabnum Nisha, good evening Shabnum. Gaurav Singh, I appeared in the PGT interview. Very good. Many of the students of OSN have qualified PGT also. Congratulations to all of them. Shabnum Nisha, what are you doing? आप लोगों से बात करके पढ़ाते समय बड़ा अच्छा लगता है कि जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं अपने इंडिया में, दे आर वेरी मच you can say extraordinary talent for qualifying these high level examinations. And this is also true, students, कि UPSC, PGT, BPSC, JPSC, W West Bengal BSc or UP PCS, or even you can take UGC NET. These are very high level examinations, students. कठिन कुछ नहीं होता. It is only the consistency which you have to maintain in your career, in your study career, and even with consistency you have to have some teacher who has that quality to make you stand where you have to go for. Otherwise क्या होता है अपने इंडिया में, there are so many talented students but they don't get the right guidance, or sometimes they get the wrong guidance from so many places, due to which they fall apart. जैसे एक नॉवेल आपने पढ़ा होगा, Things Fall Apart. So वो बेचारे बिखर जाते हैं. Shabnum Nisha, sir, I am starting UGC NET now. ओके, शबनम निशा, आप कहाँ रहते हैं? यू बिलोंग टू विच सिटी? You belong to a city, and as I have told you, Shabnam, and even other students, that they can download the application of OSN Academy from the Google Play Store and get in touch with the classes and every details, because the application is very beautiful and very good. It is very, very made according to the students learning aura. Fine. So now I proceed to my Lawrence lecture, that in the description, Lawrence the poet vices with the Lawrence the painter. And yes, the flowers inhale मतलब अंदर लेना, exhale मतलब बाहर निकालना. तो flowers क्या करते हैं? They inhale the scents, and while the flowers they inhale the scents, D.H. Lawrence even notices their entrancing gestures. सोचिए, वो इतना keen observer है कि while the flowers are inhaling the scents, he is able to notice them, the gestures of the flowers and the gestures of the little blue flowers. He has taken these names in some of his poems. I am not able to recollect the name of those poems. And D.H. Lawrence is of the habit that he imbibes the colors, he imbibes the scents and warmth too, like Keats. Keats was so much intense, he was so much eager. So that eagerness and that intensity of Keats is to be found in D.H. Lawrence poetry also. And D.H. Lawrence maintains a poise in them, and the colors burn brightly, and those descriptions which he is describing basically are conceived with the poetic ardor and have been executed, and even those things which are executed with dexterity. Dexterity मतलब होता है हम बहुत उस चीज में निपुण हैं, कलात्मक है, आर्टिस्टिक स्किल जिसको बोलते हैं. And it can be summarized that Lawrence considers nature to be a part and parcel of the cosmic awareness. So this framing of the sentences, once you complete your D.H. Lawrence, should come out like this. The UPSC, BPSC sentences of the drafting of the sentences of the answers should not like be that you have written in your BA or MA. जैसे राम जाता है, राम खाता है, राम पीता है, राम सो जाता है, he goes there, he has done this and done that, and D.H. Lawrence was a good writer and a good painter, and this, ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. So that is why you have to understand that आपकी जितनी मेहनत है सब फोकस्ड होकर के एक पॉइंट पे चले जहां पे आपको उसका नर्चरिंग मिले, उसका फायदा मिले. फाइन. एंड D.H. Lawrence is basically a novelist, a poet, a painter who has been concentrating with full poetic intensity on some of the great descriptions of nature. And yes, there is an artistic relationship between the objects of nature and the elements of human drama. आप सतना से हैं, शबनम. You belong to Satna. Okay. Many students of Satna are studying from OSN. So if you wish to study, Shabnam, I can advise you that you should not delay your studies now. I am Nahid. I have just started UGC NET and BPSC preparation. I am first year of MA English Literature from IGNU. Fine. So आपका नाम क्या है? क्योंकि नाम तो आपका दिख नहीं रहा है. आपका नाम इसमें दिख रहा है, your classroom ambition. So what is your name and what is the name of your city? And you may contact OSN Academy, or you can contact me from the application also by downloading it or by calling us. Because this is the right time when BPSC preparation should have started, and UGC NET की preparation फिर से मैं बता दूं students आपको MA first semester first year में शुरू हो जानी चाहिए. इसलिए उसमें कभी भी deal मत करिएगा. Now, see. Again, I will write one sentence which you will understand. It is very important to know. See, there is an artistic relationship. There is an artistic relationship between the objects of nature between the objects of nature and the elements of human drama and elements of human drama. Okay, you are Anjum from Delhi. Nahid Anjum from Delhi. Okay, Nahid Anjum, whenever you will call me, I will guide you and I will tell you that approximately 24 students from various universities of Delhi and JNU are studying in the various batches of UPSC and BPSC. So it will be a great experience for you also, and it will benefit you a lot when you will understand that yes, OSN has been teaching past 24 years. Enamuddin Rahmani, good evening Enamuddin. What do you wish, Rahmani? So समझे students आप, there is an artistic relationship between the objects of nature and the elements of human drama, and often the scenes of nature serve as an apt background. जो nature का जो scenes है वो बहुत जबरदस्त background के तरह इस्तेमाल करता है other than man-women conflict. Means again I am repeating that the scenes of nature for D.H. Lawrence serves as an apt background other than man-woman conflict. And as an artist, D.H. Lawrence is loyal to the truth of the instinct. He basically speaks from his pen, from his instinct actually. क्योंकि जो लोग दिल से सोचते हैं वो instinct से काम करते हैं, and these facts actually point out the validity of opinion that the Oedipus complex, याद करिए, Oedipus complex is one of the major forces in the novel, and it has a living warmth like mother-fixation. But in Sons and Lovers, जहाँ पे वो character है Paul, has Lawrence, Paul himself, or in Frida, he was driven by his own way, and Lawrence outdoes neurotic disposition to seek in her both a mother substitute and a woman he could dominate. जिसमें एक कैरेक्टर है क्या नाम है उसका, Miriam fails to absorb Paul because of the image standing between the two, and even mother, it was destined that they should have a psychic breach between their souls, and the fate has to stigmatize Paul. And in this scene, in that sense, the classical worth of the novel increases abundantly. So ये कहीं कहीं पे आपको स्टोरी लाइन भी बताना है एज पर द नीड ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन एंड द क्वेश्चन. हमने जो क्वेश्चन आपके साथ आज शेयर किया है, लिया है, इट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस व्हिच इज नर्चरिंग मेनी क्वेश्चंस व्हिच कम इन द यूपीएससी और बीपीएससी. अब यूपीएससी में तो जैसे मान लीजिए सन्स एंड लवर्स है, बीपीएससी में रेनबो है, तो जब क्लास बच्चे अटेंड करते हैं तो जो बीपीएससी पढ़ते हैं उनको हम रेनबो पढ़ाते हैं, जो यूपीएससी करते हैं उनको हम सन्स एंड लवर्स पढ़ाते हैं. लेकिन नॉर्मली पहले सबको पढ़ना पड़ता है डी.एच. लॉरेंस. रहमानी, आपको क्रैक करना है यूजीसी नेट का एग्जामिनेशन इन इंग्लिश लिटरेचर. सो इफ यू नो OSN Academy, it is very easy to crack students because it is a platform where you will be getting the best classes and the content past 24 years experience. Rahul Kumar, yes, E.M. Foster called Lawrence the greatest imaginative novelist of his generation. I did my graduation with BCom honors and I am doing MA in English literature. I am very interested in English literature. I think your name is, क्या बताया आपने, नाहिद. So नाहिद बेटा, मैंने आपको बताया कि आपको जो भी कुछ हो आप हमसे बात कर लीजिएगा, एक बार एप्लीकेशन भी देख लीजिएगा, व्हाट्सएप पे भी कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. Once again I will give you my direct number. So if you wish you can call us, and Rahmani, you too. Fine. Any more questions students regarding UPSC? Regarding your career counseling, regarding your UGC net, regarding your PhD entrance, regarding your MA English entrance, regarding your IGNU classes, PGT, TGT, RPSC का नया बैच शुरू हो गया है, GIC का ऑलरेडी चल रहा है, यूजीसी नेट का ऑलरेडी चल रहा है. क्रैश कोर्स विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एवरी स्टूडेंट, वेदर they are for any examination of English literature. A crash course is a vertical which every student should study from the OSN Academy application. This is my personal advice to you. Those are brainstorming sessions, and once you will go into the crash course classes, you will feel that yes, you have actually got something in the Himalayas in English literature. Any more questions, students? Everything is available, Vanshi. I told you, everything is available. I am teaching past 24 years. But you have to understand the difference between the online and the offline classes and what suits you. Because Kashmir to Trivandrum, the students are benefited through OSN Academy application and they get the classes within 1 minute. So those students who are destined to crack examination, those who are destined to make their career, they don't wait once they get the OSN Academy in their, in their periphery. Fine. So I hope you like this session, students. And if you have any doubts, anything of discussion, anything of counseling, the parents, the guardians, even if they are listening to me, they can have a word with me for their children, for their sons and daughters, and keep them awake, keep them aware that time is very precious, and always remember that find something extraordinary in the ordinary. And if you believe in this sentence, you will become something in life. Yes, I will refer everything, Nahid. There are so many books. I have my own books. There are market books. But these are all to be told through WhatsApp, through telephonic conversations, so that you may be able to understand. I just told you that there are dozens of students in Delhi, or you can say in different states, in different cities of India who are studying. I can even connect with some of the students in your city, in your state, even if you wish. So, what is UPSC Mains? UPSC Mains का IS Mains बेटा, आप ये क्या पूछ रही हैं? निगोहिम हुलमम, आपको मैंने नंबर दे दिया है बेटा. I have already given you my number. So now you can call me. देखिए नंबर स्क्रीन पे लिखा हुआ है. And I will give you all the solution which you want. Okay? Niangoi. Any more questions, students? So D.H. Lawrence, as I have told you, is a great author, and इसके बारे में जितना पढ़ा जाए उतना ही कम है. और जो हमारे students UPSC के BPSC के पढ़ रहे हैं, they get the entire syllabus from A to Z, whatever is written in the syllabus. Apart from that, they also start writing the answers after 15 days of joining. Plus, they also get the study material packet, which is highly, advised to the students for their orientation, for their career, for their completing of the syllabus. So I hope you like the class, and don't forget, students, to subscribe and press the bell icon, those students who are new here today.